Oh boy, what is going on, everyone? How are we feeling? How are we doing? Are we staying healthy? We loving life? What's going on, guys? It's me again, talking about another Raider game here. Lots of comments coming in. I'll get into all these. Again, if you are new to the live streams, or if you missed the other ones, if this is your first one, up top, I just want to say I don't do the live streams right after the games. One, because every other Raider YouTuber out there, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I'm just saying that every other one out there does it like seconds after the game, so I don't want to compete with them. Have you guys hopping back and forth from Raider Cody to Las Vegas Report to Watts to everybody, and then jump into mine. And number two, because I feel like as Raider fans, as fans of football, as just passionate people, we get reactionary and we say things that we might mean, we might not mean. So I like to take a couple days and think about things. But with all that being said, if you don't know how this works, you guys comment. I throw them up here. We talk about the game that we just played, and then we look ahead to the future. So yeah, get those comments in. I'll be reading them momentarily. We'll throw them on the screen here, and I'll tell you my thoughts intermittently. It's good water. Okay. So here's my thoughts on the game. My quick snapshot summary. We did not have a chance before this game even started. The offensive line didn't practice all week, and it showed. They had 2 or 3 illegal procedure penalties that would not have happened if they were able to practice. We didn't have Trent Brown. We lost Gabe Jackson for some reason. If New York is saying he did something that's warranted of an ejection, that's great. I'm all for ejecting the players that need to be ejected. I just want to see the footage is all. So we were out the best guard in the league. We were out one of the best right tackles in the league, one of the best safeties in the league. And, I'm not saying at full strength we would have beaten them, but there's no way of knowing because we weren't at full strength. And we weren't able to practice with the guys in the trenches, our best unit on the team. So, listen, we're 3-3. Cleveland next week is a must-win. It's a game I think we will win. If you guys watch my predictions video, go check it out. Right now, I'm wrong about the games that we won, but at week 7, I had us at 3-3, which is exactly what we are, which is exactly what we needed to be. We needed to stay afloat for these first 6 games because these are the hardest 6 games any team has had to play to start their schedule. So we stayed afloat. I think we could win our next 3. I have us winning our next 3. It starts with Cleveland. Let's talk a little bit about some of these comments. Okay. Noah, what's up, buddy? Our defense needs to be better. We have to make sure we get pressure. We can't get that done. Okay, let's talk about the defense for a little. Was the defense good? No. Was the defense average? No. Here's the thing that we really need to take a step back and evaluate. You cannot look at the final score and say the defense gave up 45 points because that's just not what happened. The fact of the matter is, similarly to the Chiefs, in the first half, our defense was not good. It was borderline bad. It was really bad. And similarly to the Saints game too. But in the second half of the Saints game, of the Chiefs game, of this game, our defense did some good things. And I'm this is an unbiased Raider fan. I'm not calling for Paul Gunther's head right now. With 7 minutes to go, we were down 24-20. Okay? We had just kicked the field goal. And at the time, the defense had only given up 3 points in the fourth quarter, or up until the fourth quarter. We got the ball back. Didn't get in the end zone. Or no, it was 24-17. They had given up 3 points. We got the ball back, didn't get in the end zone, set up for a field goal. Then we punt the ball to Brady, and we get it to 3rd and 13, and that's when our defense has to make a play. Our defense lets up the 3rd and 13. They score, pick off the hands of Aguilar, game's over. After that, it was over. The D letting up another score doesn't matter. And then we go for it on 4th down, and then the Bucs run the score up. Those last 2 touchdowns do not matter. So our defense led up 10 meaningful game-losing points in the second half of this game. And against the Chiefs, they ended up with 32. What do they have at half? Like 24 or something like that? It was 24 all, I think, right? Our defense does good things, but it doesn't get that stop, that turnover that we needed to get. That's the problem. It's the takeaways. It's not the punts, because we forced enough punts to win that game yesterday. But our offense cannot be reliant to score a touchdown on every single play. If we kick a field goal, we need the defense to hold them to a field goal instead of extending it to a touchdown. On that 3rd and 13, we get the ball back. There's no doubt in my mind. We go down, we take the lead, we're up 3. The defense did some good things. They did not have Jonathan Abram. They cannot generate a pass rush right now. But you have to understand, the Tampa Bay Bucs offense at this point is probably the best offense in the league. And we held them to 3 points until the wheels fell off with back-to-back turnovers. You have to look at this as an unbiased person. You can't just say 45 points, Gunther's got to go. The offense did enough to win. The defense kept us in the game for the offense to do what it needed to do. But when we turned the ball over, like Derek had that one interception, the defense has to get one back, which is what happened in Kansas City. Derek turns the ball over, we get the ball right back on the Patrick Mahomes thing. The turnover battle in New Orleans was 1-1, I believe. Jalen Richard coughed one up, and we had an interception. That's what needs to happen. It's the takeaways, and it's the pass rush. But the defense was not terrible. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's the way I see it. And everyone's saying, and these are, of course, comments, but I haven't even seen the comments that are happening now. These are before. We missed Abram and Arnett. The D-line was not great. It was not great. It didn't touch Brady. That's a problem. That's a genuine problem. But, I don't know if that's Paul Gunther's fault or Rod Marinelli's fault. I don't know if it's DeForest Buckner's fault from last year, whatever his name was. Not DeForest Buckner, but Coach Buckner. You guys know what I'm talking about. I feel sorry watching Collins play. Yeah, he's not great. I think our offense can embarrass the Browns' defense. Yeah, again, talking about the Browns, I think we're going to beat the Browns. I'm not worried. We're going to stack the box, hope Baker Mayfield can make a throw or two, and he won't because he only plays well against the Cleveland Browns. They're 5-2, and their 5 wins have come against the Bengals, or not against the Browns, against the Bengals. The 5 wins from the Cleveland Browns have been the Bengals twice, which doesn't impress me. Burrow's good, but the team isn't. The Washington football team, the Cowboys, and another team that I can't think of, the Colts maybe. That doesn't impress me at all. So Boomburst asked me how do I think we're going to do against the Browns. So we're going to do just fine. Yeah, they did love Buckner. Where are we here? Yeah, they did love him. I don't know why we got rid of him either. I thought we would be better though. Better than 3-3. We were in every single game we played, and we won 3 and lost 3. In 2016, we won 5 of those games and lost 1. Last year, we won 1 of those games and lost 5. So right now, we're on pace for 9-10 wins. We're not going to get to 13, which is what it should have been in 2012, and we're not going to be 7 in 2019. It's going to be right in the middle. Do we cut Brandon Parker before 3 p.m.? I don't know. Maybe. That's potential. Can't take 2 more minutes from him. I know he's not great for breathing. Yeah, they said he kicked someone. I don't know. And Dominican Sue hit Derek Carr in the balls, and nothing happened to him. So, defense always gives up 6. Not in the second half. Listen, they held them to 3 points up until that 3rd and 13, which was the key play. Then they go out and they go off and they scored the touchdown on that drive. So that was 10 points. And then the wheels fell off. We just need to generate turnovers. The flags were, oh my God, some of these. That Mike Evans pass interference was so weak. It was so weak. It was embarrassingly weak. How are you supposed to overcome that? Well, that's the question. Do we have the players necessary, or is it Gunther? I'm not saying it's not Gunther. I'm not saying that. But I'm not saying that it is Gunther either. I'm not positive. Our defense did some really good things these last few weeks. It's just not quite there. And you can't be relying on the offense. Here's the thing about the offense. The offense scores. We rarely punt. Like, just think about that. Most of the times the team gets the other ball, it's a car fumble. This week it was an interception, or we lose. We don't get that 1 yard we need on the fourth down. We rarely punt. The offense moves at such a rapid pace. This is a top 5 offense, and it's not even close. This is top 5 for sure. Obviously, Derek Carr is having the season I predicted he would. He's playing amazing. Aguilar looks really good. But the problem is the defense is getting stops at times, but is not creating turnovers. That 4th and 3 right before the half, we stop them on that 4th and 3. They don't throw that touchdown to Scotty Miller. We're going into halftime 14-10. And they went 3 and out on their first. They didn't go 3 and out on their first drive of the second half, but they didn't score on it. So we get the ball, we score a touchdown, we're up 17-14. It's plays like that we have to be mindful of. Not the 2 touchdowns at the end of the game. Those are irrelevant. This defense did not play bad enough to let up 45 points. That's not what happened yesterday or Sunday. Brady Mad Dogs Hankins when he hit him. Yeah, it's so stupid. We lost to COVID. I'm chalking this up as a COVID loss. The Patriots have a COVID loss this year. The Titans almost did, but Ryan Tannehill's playing really well. This was a COVID loss. We had no chance with the offensive line. Then Gabe Jackson gets ejected. That was it. It was over. That's what happens. Sparta Zulu was a great name. Bro, we get a coach every freaking week. That's it on both sides of the ball, especially on offense. I don't think we get outcoached. I don't think Gruden gets outcoached. I think last year, in the second half, he was outcoached at times. We come out so flat. I think this year we are still scoring in the second half. I don't think our offense is getting outcoached. If you want to make the argument for a defense, I think that's a possibility. But offensively, look at what this defense did to Aaron Rodgers last week. He gave me like 5 points in fantasy. Carr had like 26 this week. Josh Jacobs had 17 yards rushing. It was a miracle that we were even in this game at the end. The way their defense is, you have to understand something else about the Bucs, guys. The Bucs are real. They're the Golden State Warriors of the NFL. I thought that the Chiefs game would be the hardest game on our schedule. I think the Bucs are better than the Chiefs. And we lost to maybe the best team in the league. It happens. We were down 4 with 7 minutes to go. The sky is not falling. Okay? When we win, we can get excited, but not too excited. And when we lose, we can get mad, but not too mad. We have to stay right here. If we lose the next 2-3 games and we're 3-6, now we start calling for heads to roll. Okay? Now we start looking at the people accountable. But we're 3-3. There's no reason to blow it up, to change your whole defensive scheme when we're 3-3. If the defense lets Drew Lock and Baker Mayfield and Justin Herbert go nuts, well, Herbert looks like the real deal. But if they let Drew Lock and Baker Mayfield go off, then we can start talking about stuff. You see what I'm saying here? We just gotta relax. All the talent on the team in the mundane play calling. We do need to get Ruggs the ball more. That's something I'd like to see. But, hey, I think Aguilar's playing well. Waller's a beast. Jacobs couldn't get anything going because they were stacking the box and forced Derek Carr to make plays, which is what he was doing all game. Why in the world did Gabe Jackson get ejected? They claim that he kicked someone. If he did, he should be ejected, but didn't see the footage, so I don't know. Should we fire all our defensive position coaches? The best position coach on defense was Buckner was fired. That was a mistake. Again, if we're 3-6 at the end of these 3 weeks, we can start talking about firing people. But if we come out 6-3 and our defense is still wishy-washy, we're 6-3. What are we going to complain about? How come they decided? How come they decided not to reschedule our game to the Titans game? Yeah, I wish they would have done that, but I think the difference was that the Titans had multiple positive tests, where in our case we only had 1. So that was the reason why they did not postpone the game. I can see us finishing 9-7 or 10-6. Don't know if 9-7 would be enough. 9-7 would be enough to get you the 7th seed, because if you're looking at the division winners, you got the Bills, the Chiefs, we'll say the Steelers right now because they're undefeated, and the Titans. And then no one's coming out of the South. I think the Colts will fall off big time coming up here. The Browns and the Ravens probably make the playoffs. The Ravens for sure make the playoffs. The Browns probably will because their schedule's so easy. And then you have us or the Dolphins. And I don't think the Dolphins with Tua are going to make the playoffs. No offense to any Dolphins fans out there. I think 9 wins will get you in. I do have us still at 10-6 because as of right now, I'm spot on with my prediction of 3-3 after 7 weeks. I think our next 3 games, we win the next 3 games. That's what I have right now. Is Nick Chubb still injured? I believe so. I have him on my fantasy team. I'll tell you right now. I'm not going to play him next week if he is healthy because I don't want to root for him. Nick Chubb. Hey, I won my fantasy league this week. Nick Chubb, he's on IR. He will not be ready for Sunday's game against the Raiders. So there you go. No Nick Chubb. And no Odell. That sucks that he tore his ACL, but it happens. AFC North has 3 playoff teams, absolutely. You know what? Even though we lost, I'm not even that mad. Oh, even though we lost, you're not mad. We played it pretty good into the fourth quarter. The defense needs to clean up. We got Abram back, and Irving should be a nice addition. Absolutely. That's exactly how I feel. That was the best team in the league, probably. And we hung in there. Okay? Same thing with the Bills. The Patriots game's the only game that rubs me the wrong way because Cam Newton played absolutely terrible that day, and we just kept turning the ball over. If we don't turn the ball over that game, we beat them by 30 points. Should Nassib, Harris, Collins, Morrow, and Jordan all be benched for other younger players? If we go 0-3 in these next 3 games, or even 1-2, it's time to start making some changes. But I'm not ready quite yet. We got through the hardest part of the schedule, okay? Now, just like last year, remember we were 3-4 last year and then won 3 straight and went to 6-4? This is the time to focus up and win the games last year that we did not win, okay? We have a chance here to do something pretty cool in these next 3 games. I think we can win all 3. We just have to play sound, disciplined football. I wouldn't discount the Pats. Well, I mean, they were just so bad the last 2 weeks. That's the only reason I said it. The game should end at 31, 27, and 34. Yeah. And to me, it was because we turned that interception was a fluky tipped interception, and then the 4th down thing we had to go for it. Where in a normal case we wouldn't have. They had 2 drives start at the 20-yard line. So that's 14 points you could take away from their total. So, they would have ended up with 31. It would have been 31-20. Everson Griffin, I wouldn't give him anything more than a 3rd. The offense can't get stops or turnovers when needed. I think they can get stops. They've proven that they can get stops, but the turnovers is the key. We need more turnovers badly, and that's my thoughts on the defense. Do not fire anyone yet. If we end up going 6-3 and the defense still plays bad, what are we complaining about? We'll address that in the offseason. Don't make changes if we end up winning these next 3 games. If we lose to the Browns and then the Broncos, start making some changes. But we're going to beat the Browns, we're going to beat the Broncos, and it's going to be a close game with the Chargers. I think we can beat them too, and we'll be okay. I'll be here next week for a W against the Cleveland Browns. We'll say start throwing some predictions in for the Browns score, win or loss, and then we'll wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys next week. Browns, I'm going to say I'll say 34-24 Raiders. Yeah, it'll be similar to the Saints game. We'll need to kick a field goal to ice it. We will. And, Baker's going to make – listen, if we don't force a turnover against Baker Mayfield, that's a problem. That's a problem. Harris, I can't remember the other's name. What about one of the Vikings safeties? Like Anthony Harris you're talking about? Or the white guy, Harrison Smith, I think? I wouldn't mind that. 34-21. I was close, yeah. 24-17 Raiders. I like this. I like this a lot. Keep them coming. I'll keep throwing them up here. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Jorge or George, however you pronounce it, 24-17. I'm assuming Raiders. I'm ready for next week. I'm excited. We're going to win that game. You could book it. We'll be 4-3, then 5-3, then 6-3. And hopefully my prediction is spot on for the records here. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe. It is free after all, no charge to you. And if you guys know of other Raiders fans who just like the Raiders, Ooh, 45-10 W. No, I said. Maybe. If you guys know of anybody else who likes watching these videos, just share this channel. I'd be totally psyched to get some new people in here. 3427 Maverick says. I'll leave you with that. Please subscribe. It is free after on the charts to you, and just win, baby. See you guys.